The restaurant was quiet, too quiet for a place built on noise. Dim lights, warm shadows, slow jazz humming through the speakers. People ate, people whispered, but no one dared raise their voice. Except him, Dante Moretti, the coldest, most feared mafia boss in the city. A man whose presence could drain the oxygen out of a room. And tonight he was angry. His boots thudded across the marble as he slammed into a chair, the table vibrating under his hand. He didn't look around. He didn't care who watched. Power didn't need permission. It demanded space. But across the room, a waitress stood still. Lena. Small frame. Soft eyes. Not someone you'd expect to hold her ground against a monster like him. She approached him carefully, menu pressed to her chest, breath soft but stable. Your usual? She asked. Her tone was polite. Neutral. But his temper was not. No, he snapped. What do you think I want? Read my mind now. His voice cut through the air like a blade. The entire restaurant froze. Lena didn't flinch. She blinked once, slow. Her lips parted, not in fear, but disappointment. Everyone expected her to apologize. Bow. Tremble. Back away like every other soul who crossed his path. But she didn't. She stepped closer, too close. Closer than anyone had dared. And with a voice calm enough to terrify a god, she whispered, "Shout at me again, and I'll end you." For the first time in years, the mafia boss forgot how to breathe. The silence that followed wasn't normal. It was the kind that wraps itself around the spine, dragging a cold hand across the skin. Dante stared at her, stunned. Lena stood there like she had nothing left to lose. Maybe she didn't. Her hands didn't shake. Her eyes didn't blink. Not a single muscle betrayed fear. And that irritated him. "Do you know who you're talking to?" he asked, voice heavy, dangerous. "I do," she said softly. "Then say it again." It wasn't a challenge. It was disbelief. She leaned in until he could feel her breath on his cheek. "Shout at me again, and I'll end you. I don't care who you are." A waiter watching from afar dropped a fork, the metallic clatter echoing through the room. Dante's jaw tightened. His men, hidden in the corners, shifted uncomfortably, waiting for an order that never came. He should have broken her spirit. He should have burned the place down. But something about her unsettled him. Not fear. Not defiance. Pain. Deep, old pain disguised as courage. He sat back, adjusting his coat, staring hard at the girl who refused to bow. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lena." "You talk to everyone like that, Lena?" Only men who think shouting makes them powerful. Her words sliced deeper than bullets. And for reasons he didn't understand, he didn't fight back. "Bring me a coffee," he muttered. "You'll say please," she said. Every head turned. Dante inhaled sharply, his men tensing, ready to intervene. But the boss lifted a hand, stopping them cold. "Please," he said quietly. Gasps rippled through the restaurant. Lena nodded, turning away. Her walk was slow, steady, almost graceful. She moved like someone who survived worse than him, and he hated that he noticed. Lena returned with the coffee, black, steaming, untouched. She placed it gently on the table, but he caught her wrist before she could step back. Not hard, not threatening, just enough to make her pause. "Sit," he said. "I'm working." This wasn't a request. She stared at his hand, and for a moment, he thought she'd snap again. But instead, she sat, opposite him, back straight. Their eyes met. For the first time, Dante saw it clearly, the darkness hiding behind her calm exterior. Not weakness. Not fear. A wound. "What happened to you?" he asked quietly. She inhaled sharply. No one had ever asked. No one ever cared. "You're not the first powerful man to shout at me," she said. "And you're not the worst." His fingers curled slowly on the table. Someone hurt her. Someone broke her. "Who?" he asked, voice dropping dangerously low. She shook her head. "That's not your business." "But you made it mine the second you threatened me," he replied. Her lips curled in a humorless smile. "Threatening you was easy." He leaned back, studying her face, every flicker, every breath. "People don't talk to me like that unless they want something," he said. "I want nothing from you." "That's a lie." She froze. Dante smirked slightly. "You want respect. You want space. You want control over your life." Her throat tightened, just enough for him to notice. "And you," she whispered, "want people to fear you so you don't have to fear yourself." His smile vanished. No one had ever stripped him so cleanly. For the first time in years, Dante felt exposed. He suddenly looked away, jaw clenched tightly. Lena stood up. "I'll bring your bill," she said. He didn't stop her this time. He couldn't. When Lena returned with the bill, Dante didn't even look at it. He slid a black card across the table, but she pushed it back. "No need," she said. "You yelled at me. That's payment." He frowned. "That doesn't make sense." "It does to me." He studied her again, longer this time. Every detail. Every scar she tried to hide. "Lena," he said quietly, "what do you think I'm going to do now?" "Leave," she replied without hesitation. "And hope you never come back." He stood slowly, chair scraping against the floor. Every eye in the restaurant locked onto him. He stepped toward her, close enough that she had to tilt her chin up. His voice dropped to a whisper, the kind that made men run. People will think I let you win. She didn't blink. So let them. And what if, he continued, I don't want to walk out of here looking weak. She leaned in the same way she did before, the moment that changed everything. Then grow stronger, she whispered. For a heartbeat, the world disappeared. Dante finally exhaled. Then he did something no one, absolutely no one, expected. He bowed his head. A mafia boss. A man feared by the entire city, lowering his gaze to a waitress. I'm sorry, he said quietly. The room fell silent, utterly breathless. Lena froze. Even she didn't see this coming. He stepped back, adjusting his coat, eyes softer, still dangerous, but human. From now on, he said, no one shouts at you. No one touches you. No one threatens you. She felt her heartbeat skip. Why? She whispered. He looked at her like she was the first person who had ever stood taller than him. Because you're the first person who ever talked to me like I'm a man, not a monster. He turned toward the door. Everyone stepped aside. Before leaving, he glanced over his shoulder one last time. And Lena, his voice softened to something almost gentle. You ever need me, even once? I'll be there. She didn't know what to say. Didn't know what to feel. He walked out into the night, the door swinging shut behind him. The restaurant slowly breathed again. Lena stood still, completely still, realizing that somehow, in that one moment, she hadn't ended the mafia boss. She had changed him.